Good morning. Prosperity every day. November 22. This is a good one. Bargains. Often we spend or overspend because an item is on sale and such a great buy. We may need that. We may not need that item at all, but we cannot resist the siren song of a bargain. Yeah, that is absolutely one of my keenest challenges. I work, I work in recovery. No, I work in retail, and I am challenged by that desire to score a great deal on a daily basis. I see members coming out. I'll see people come out three, four, five people in a row with multiples of whatever it is that's on super sale. And and I'm telling you, there are moments where it's especially clothing that comes out and it's $2, $3, $4 for something that, I mean, you can't even get at Salvation Army for less than $10. So it's a ridiculous deal. But if I match it up against the reality of a need as opposed to wanting to score that dopamine of getting a good deal, and I mean, that's what I was taught when I was a kid. My mom absolutely had the get a deal bargain disease. And I saw how destructive that was. And I am grateful that my hoarding proclivity is seemingly in pretty good check. Um, but I definitely indulge in scoring the deal too often, and it hurts my budget and it hurts my future. The less that I buy on impulse, the more I can invest, and it's a simple algebra equation, right? Both sides are equal. The more I spend on this side, the less I have on that side. And it is one side absolutely affects the other. So, do the math. Ask for, I mean, my thing ultimately is that I got to surrender. I got to surrender those desires and that impulse. And excuse me. And on some days, my my strategy is to say it out loud. Like I say it out loud. I say it out loud. Ooh, I want that stuff. It's both on the super deals and the super bad food stuff that goes by, and I'm like, ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good. And I trick myself into going and buying bad food and buying stuff that I don't need. Um, so I'm on vacation and I haven't been tempted for a week or so. And but when I go back in, I can elevate my abstinence to just a day at a time, a shift at a time, an hour at a time. Every time I walk up and down those aisles, every time that I'm sitting at the door watching stuff go out, and I'm specifically aware of what a great deal it is, um, I just got to say it out loud, and and I got to match the reality of, do I want this or do I need this? And if it's a need and it's a great deal, yeah, sure. And if there's room in the budget. Um, so that's my 2025, is to surrender to that solution, the solution of checking it with absolute need as opposed to want, and to check the budget, and to give it a 24-hour reprieve. Almost always, those deals are not a 24-hour only deal. So I gotta give it a reprieve. Put it off till tomorrow. I'm abstinent today with the idea that I might do something about it tomorrow, but then tomorrow becomes today, and I'm abstinent today. It's the exact same thing with the first drink, drug, cigarette, anything that I've been successful in carving out substantial abstinence and consecutive abstinence and freedom from obsession and compulsion. With drinking, drugs, cigarettes, you know, those are the biggies. And now I got to carve it out into uh, food, eating, exercise, investing, money management, and boundaries and relationships. My life is pretty freaking awesome right now. And it's because all of those things are doing really well. And, I heard my sponsor say it at the meeting last night, and I heard him say it at the end of our sit down and going over step 10. Is that we need to sit in this moment of accomplishment, and I'm coming up on a huge anniversary. December 2nd will be 29 years. So if I go back to 1995, Thanksgiving, this was the lowest point of my life. 30 years old. Um, my dad had passed away. Uh, my engagement dissolved. Um, I relinquished my career. I gave up a lot of money. I ultimately found myself carless and jobless and technically homeless. I mean, yeah, I had a roof over my head, but it was my mom's roof. Moved back in with my mother at 30 years of age. And I vowed that it would be temporary, and it was, thank God. I was absolutely urged and encouraged and coerced to get out of that house after 6 or 7 months. And, and then my life began. But I was in a very, very difficult stage of my life. And thank God that I surrendered to the program to the best of my ability and took the suggestions, did them with enthusiasm. I took the book and said, yeah, I want to read this book and study this book and study the words in the book and look up the words in the book and do some writing on it and, you know, started working on the steps right away. Within a couple of months, I was actively engaged in step work with my sponsor. And I picked up service positions, plural, a secretary position, a treasury position, a GSR position. Did, went Sundays to the helpline, and the helpline was, 45 minutes, an hour drive away every Sunday. And that didn't seem burdensome. It was a venture. It was an adventure. We'd go hang out in Royal Oak and we'd go do the hour or two or whatever it was. I can't remember how many hours it was on the phone line. I think it was maybe a couple, 2 or 3 hour shift. And but then we'd hang out in Royal Oak, and that was fun. Oakland County, so it was way different than downriver Wayne County, and it was fun. That I had a lot of fun in my first couple years. The was on a sober softball team. that was a lot of fun. But anyways, I am basking in today's accomplishments, which is 29 years of consistent, constant abstinence from drugs, alcohol. You know, it's got to be 8+ years of solid, consistent abstinence from cigarettes. Um, it's been about 6 or 7 years of constant, consistent budgeting habits with Dave Ramsey, and consistent work with my job, which is phenomenal. I mean, I crunch the numbers now, and if I monetize the total benefits package up against the wage package plus the the 401k match, it is a very significant number, way beyond the previous profession that I had spent an awful lot of money on, and I'm just about ready to pay off that investment debt for my previous profession. I'm so grateful that that's gone. That's all released and relinquished. That was, so relinquishment of my any attachment to, well, I'm sitting here videotaping and publishing out it to the world, which is definitely a form of my addiction to the desire to be famous and all that stuff. So that's not gone. I can't claim that at all. But I have uh, no no need for any monetization for this. If that ever happens, great, and if not, great. I really, at this stage of the game, I really see it as a tool of recovery with just, my real um, intention and hope here is, even if there's one person that gets motivated to incorporate a daily morning uh, sequence of prayer and meditation, reading and writing into their mornings, then this is all, then that's a huge bonus. Um, so, anyways, chatter, chatter, chatter. Uh, yeah, let's do these. um, and for anybody who's doing the Narcotics Anonymous thing, this thing is really the key. It was really important to me in my first year or two, and it's become incredibly important to me now in the past year or two. And I, I probably read through it maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, maybe. But I am stuck on the simplicity of looking at the first question here. Am I clean today? Yes. And then I cruise over to the very last question. Did I consciously remember that I have a choice today? And I acknowledge that it is my choice to stay clean just for today, and I'm exercising that choice. And I exercise that choice by doing this morning dew. That's been a ritual for quite some time now. Once we're done here, I will actually do some meditation, and I'm going to do a couple of, at least, let's say, two bullet points out of step 12 out of the step working guide. Because again, that is a huge goal for me, is to complete doing all the writing and the working with my sponsor of all 12 steps through the step working guides in 2024. We got about a month, a little more than a month left. So I'm going to write on it a little bit, and I'm going to call my sponsor and see if we can schedule up some time. Um, maybe maybe post Thanksgiving. We'll see. We'll see what his days are looking like, because this is Thanksgiving weekend, and it's really officially starting now. Well, not weekend, but the week. Anyways, blah 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 blah. So, this is my infinite invocation. I, Paul C., have forgiven all, and am forgiven of all by all. Nothing remains in my being, my bones, my memories, my muscles, my molecules, but love. There is no pain or distress in my muscles, my joints. My body is the body of Source, the living eternal spirit. And literally, right now, sitting, I don't have a sensation of any pain. A little stiffness in my neck, but that's from sitting here freaking watching videos for too many damn hours as opposed to going out and doing stuff. So today, when I am done here, I'm off the freaking YouTube video crap. But as I'm sitting here, and I currently have chronic pain points in my foot, my right foot, the big right foot toe, the biggest knuckle in that toe, and then on the side of the outside of the foot. And that's been consistent pain for years. Uh, and it's primarily from walking on the concrete at work. And I recently bought a brand new pair of super awesome shoes, and they seem to be having an effect. And this taking this week off seems to be having an effect. And the carpal tunnel in my right wrist. Again, sitting here, I'm not feeling any of that sensation, but the groin, right side of my groin, has I thought it was 100% healed, but after skating yesterday, I definitely feel it today, or last night. Not feeling it at this moment. And then the left shoulder, it seems to be the bicep tendon, is just got racked by a heavy-handed massage therapist. And so I'm in the process of healing all of those. And right now in this moment, I'm good. Um, and I'm going to do my best to double down and completely heal all of those ailments today. There is one life. That life is my life now. I am the spirit of joy within me. I radiate life. I am life. There is one life. That life is my life now. I claim my spiritual perfection and connection with my inner healing artist and abundance guide. We utilize the practical principles of the 12 steps, 12 traditions, and 12 powers. I expect and accept the healing. I expect and accept the happiness. I expect and accept the abundance. I expect and accept the responsibilities and live so that they become a part of my experience now, today. It is my responsibility to harness my creativity by cultivating and manifesting positivity. I've already spoken about what I want to do today. You will now step into my place and do it, bringing all of your powers of intelligence to bear and considering yourself to being none other than myself. And so it is. This or something better still. I am responsible. I am capable. I am aware. I am willing. I am masculine. I provide. I decide. And I protect. I am enough. My life is a treasure. I change my thinking today and thus create my holistic prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness plan. I demonstrate, manifest, and execute from this plan specifically today by number one, tithing, number two, prayer, meditation, reading and writing, four or three, budgeting and right spending and investing in my future's financial freedom, 4, prayer, meditation, reading and writing. Didn't I already do that? I'm trying to get it all memorized, and sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. Finally, boundaries and right relationships. There is no limitation, poverty, want, nor lack. We stand in the midst of eternal opportunity, which is forever presenting us with the evidence of its full expression. We are joy, peace, and happiness. We have peace, poise, and harmony. I represent the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It is unerring. It never mistakes. There are no mistakes in the divine plan for us. There is no fear. All trust, all faith, all good. All trust, all faith, all good, all day, all